Look at that nice blue you got on.
Yeah.
It's a great blue. Or
It's actually, this is like a knitted scarf. It got so cold here today that I was sitting, I had to run and get like a knitted winter scarf because it got so chilly.
Well, and what is cold?
Oh, it's probably 40 here today.
Whoa.
And it had been more like 55 or so. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not freezing, but it's still, it's very windy as well. So,
Hey, kind of got the same thing here.
yeah.
Very bad.
Does it get that chilly though?
Yeah, I bet it's I think maybe 44.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It doesn't
Pretty
feel
chilly,
like
it. Well, I didn't check. Chris is going to check right now. He's going to try to pull an Astrid and see if anyone notices him looking.
Astrid. 50 degrees.
50 degrees.
Mm.
There you go. But we're both, still.
But it's damp. It's a damn cold.
It is. That's the truth.
You're with us, Forrest, or whoa. You're going by your
sorry.
real name?
That's
Why?
me.
Why?
Only reason I figured out, and I think I told you guys this like a couple of weeks ago, I'm at my downtown studio now, and for some reason I couldn't connect to Wi-Fi, I don't know. Anyway, this is what the Zoom app looks like. So I had to do it because when we do the art museum Zoom meetings, I can't be Forrest Elf. They don't acknowledge me.
I think people would appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like exactly the thing an art museum would like to have.
I'll try it next time.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. Change my name.
Let us know how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you working on today then, Dana?
Yeah, you got quite a view of your
smock
supplies
on.
in the background.
Stitching. I'm doing just this big fucking thing that's going to take me forever to stitch. And then I'm still working on my my curse tablet that turned into a grief tablet. I'm suffering through it. You can't really.
Oh, very nice. All right.
Yeah, we can see it.
It's that little language that I created, but I'm so stressed out right now. I'm just kind of like, I can't tell a story right now.
Are you stressed out about the piece of art or just stressed out in life?
No, I think it's just in general. I'm not really stressed out. Just like we all are, kind of COVID-brained jelly block.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was off, as you guys know, for almost 2 weeks on vacation. And since I've been back at work, I've just had this headache, like right here in the back of my head. And I can't get rid of it. Like like caffeine, Tylenol, whatever. It just will not go away.
Not going away.
Mm.
That's worse too, that spot right there.
The spot like right in the back of your head.
Yes.
It's like a weird spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it on the base of the skull?
Yeah.
It's actually more on the left side. Yeah, it's like right on the base of the skull, more on the left side than on the right.
So this is my suggestion.
Gave me 2 lacrosse balls that I
I was
rolled.
going to say, I would create some pressure on that, either like, like having my elbow on my knee right now, I can kind of push my head into my thumb.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And really like just sit on a spot and then
I put like one of those like rolly ice pack kind of things on it last night.
Yeah.
It helped, but it's still there today. It's just been there for a couple days now.
It is. It's super annoying though.
Yeah.
Super annoying.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that goes away.
Seeing you in the void. It's like watching.
I know.
What's going on there? Where are you at that you're not in your
I'm at my house, but it's like I showed them yesterday. It's like completely empty.
What?
Like my house is.
Oh, are you moving?
I keep feeling like I've told everybody this plan, but yes, I'm selling my place. I have a condo in Arlington, and I'm putting it on the market in January.
Okay.
So I have emptied out my apartment, and I'm going to St. Louis on Saturday to spend a week with my folks. And then I'm going up to Milwaukee for a month to be near my daughter. And in that 5 weeks, the reason I emptied it out is I'm going to get, the contractors are going to come in and redo the flooring and paint everything. And so it worked out, since I'm planning to sell and move anyway, like the cost of them having to move everything around, and it just was a lot. It worked out cost-wise for me to just pack up everything and move it into storage.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
So
Are you gonna
like I'm
try-
sitting at this little tiny table floating in the middle of my living room.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely missed that story. I mean, I remember there was a point that you talked about that as being a possible
Yeah. Yeah.
pathway.
Yes.
And then have you already found where you're going to next?
No, I have not.
Any prospects?
Well, I've just submitted, I just worked on a proposal with my old team from Indonesia for a big project back in Indonesia.
Okay.
So I just submitted that yesterday. So that was part of what I did during my vacation as well, was worked on this big proposal with my old team. So we should find out about that in the next couple of weeks. So that's one possibility, is that I could sell here and be moving back to Indonesia.
That's
Wow.
huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
And you've been in stateside how long now? Just in your last return.
5 years. 5 years.
Okay. So you're still pretty fresh. That's not too
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if that doesn't work out, and I don't quit my job, that I'm not enjoying very much right now. I don't know. I mean, some of it is like going to Milwaukee and working remotely for a month. Maybe, I don't know. Is that what I want to do for the next 6 months of being in quarantine? Or I don't.
Sounds like you might live into the answer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing is like when you shut one door, other things open, right? So my place is
Yeah.
ready to sell. Something's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. That's I'm going to say fantastic. I know that's a lot of change, but still it is. That's great.
Yeah,
You're just creating-
I'm like one of those, when they do those personality tests, I'm like, I love change, like absolutely love change, and like planner, make things happen. So I'm not feeling nervous about it right now. I mean, it is a lot of change, but I think something good's going to happen.
The sense of excitement too.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually the proposal I worked on is very, very competitive. So I think the hardest part is not getting your hopes up too much, that, you work on something, and we've been through a process now for almost a year and a half where you like consult with the donor, and then, you get shortlisted, and then you submit a proposal, and then you get shortlisted again. So we're on the third round, and it's down to 3 competitors. And this is the final one. They're going to finally pick who gets awarded the contract. And
Wow.
we're hoping my team wins.
Is it possible, and would you be willing just to give us like just a glimpse into what that project is going to be?
Yeah, because I'm so excited about it. Well, I work in international development, and I work for I work for international NGOs. Currently, I work for Save the Children. My previous organization was called the Asia Foundation, and that's how I met Craig and Kate. I was working for the Asia Foundation, and they were working for Mercy Corps in Jakarta. And the job I had before I left Indonesia was managing a big Australian investment in Indonesian nonprofits.
Okay.
So there was a big investment for nonprofits for women's organizations, and one contractor held that. And then my organization, and I was the director of a project that invested in nonprofits for other kinds of kind of marginalization and vulnerability. So like LGBTQ and disability and forest people, Dana, like indigenous forest people and religious minorities. I mean, yeah, the forest people are very important in Indonesia.
Yeah. Yes.
So
they are in trouble. They need help. So
they need help. Yeah. So this is basically the Australians give money to an intermediary, and we fund nonprofits. So my project, I left in year 2, and it was a 7-year project. These two
Mhm.
projects are now being combined into one big
Oh,
project. So
uh-huh.
it's 120 million 5-year project with an option for +3. So it could be 8 years
Oh,
of
That's
grant making
huge.
to both women and marginalized group nonprofits.
And this is all through Australia?
This is all, yeah, it's government of Australia. Basically they've got a lot of, I guess, diplomatic and security reasons that they want Indonesians
yeah.
happy and peaceful and prosperous in Indonesia and not showing up on boats in Australia. I mean, a lot of it is,
Uh,
that's what the investment is partially about, but it's also about like human rights and the
well,
technical term for it in our sector is called social inclusion, which is kind of a weird word, but basically like working against prejudice and discrimination and helping people to claim their rights and so on. So we will probably, the project will probably be making awards to easily 150 nonprofits.
well,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And so we'll have like, I've got my forest person on my team, so I'll have like technical teams that are experienced working with different constituency groups.
mhm.
But
I
the
would love
bulk
to-
of it will be like grant making and relationship management and work plans. And, anybody can
Mhm.
ask you any question and you have to be able to answer it.
So
That
you
kind of
are
stuff.
the liaison of transferring of that money, but also additionally being able to really justify and follow along with all of that.
Yeah. So our proposal was that the Australian government gives my organization, the Asia Foundation, or the organization I would go back to, gives us the money, and then I would be directing a team that onwards, makes the decisions about grants, but then accountable back to the two governments, right? So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a lot of paperwork.
it is a shitload of paperwork. Yeah.
120 million pieces of paper. Oh,
Yeah, it's 120 million pieces of paper. Yeah.
it's well, Don could tell you more, but we have a friend who's in the Philippines
Mhm.
who is working with the government of Australia, isn't she?
Mhm.
For gender equality.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she American. She was my good friend from Peace Corps, and her husband also in Peace Corps are in Manila. He's U.S. government, and then I think she's been with these guys maybe at most 2 years. But it is gender equality in 4 different countries, I believe, and trying to her, and I think she has 3 counterparts that are I don't think there's any other Americans I'm not exactly sure what her team is, but they go to it's Philippines, I think South Vietnam,
Yeah, Indonesia's one.
Laos,
Remote.
and is it Indonesia?
Or Malaysia, one of
I don't
them.
know. I can, if you're curious. I mean, but it's Australian. I never really even.
Yeah,
It's interesting to hear you say Australia because
that's who's funding their
that's
project.
who's
Yeah.
funding, but it's all in that area, right? In 4 different
Yeah.
countries, and obviously doing I think
That's
I don't think
interesting that it's a 4-country initiative. Is it ADB by any chance? Is it Australia working through the Asian Development Bank?
I'd have to ask her. I'll ask her to
What's
see.
her name?
Super sharp. Phyllis Stinson.
Hey, you guys, hold. I'm going to have to duck out for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll look her up on LinkedIn.
Yeah, she's dynamite. Yeah, she's
And
really
her husband is
he works for
USAID
U.S.
or
Treasury.
state or
You would say that again?
for State Department or
Yes,
The
exactly.
Treasury Department.
Yeah,
Treasury?
I guess that's State Department, right?
Yeah.
U.S. Treasury
I-
considered State Department.
I guess maybe Treasury is under state. I mean, most of the state people at the embassy are mostly like the ambassador and the political people. And
Yeah,
I think that's
presumably there would be Treasury people. I don't know.
Yeah,
when they went back, I believe because they were here during COVID and then to go back, they had to jump through all these hoops.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
It was I think the State Department said, okay, you just need to do these. But the Treasury Department was like, we're not sure. So it was his actual department that's holding back,
Oh,
not the broader scope of things.
right.
But
Right.
yeah, she'd be a great connection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a small enough world in Southeast Asia that you often just know people, and particularly if
Yeah.
you've been knocking around the region for a while, but I haven't heard that
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That's
cool.
really, I'm super excited. And late to the party on the news, but gosh,
Yeah.
I'm so really
Yeah.
thrilled for you.
Yeah. We'll see. As I said, it's going to be very competitive. And I think the 3 groups that are shortlisted just offer different things to the Australian government. So it really, I'm sure all 3 are going to have a really good proposal. And, you know, it depends on what, I don't know.
Yeah, with where their perspective is really.
Yeah.
I'm,
Who's
yeah, I'm
on
sure
the
you're all,
selection committee and what their biases are and so on.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, hopefully they recognize your name. And they're like, oh, hey, Laurel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
Got a
I think they
reputation.
will because I've worked a lot with the Australian government. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And if it doesn't, that means there's something else, right? Like,
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
that's super cool. Dang. Dang. Hey, are you in a closet?
Yeah, that looked
Or
I'm in a
garage?
stairwell.
interesting.
And then there's my studio's over there.
What happened?
Anyway, my studio mate just came in and she was talking on the phone. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to duck out here really quick.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, shall we get going today?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Okay.